Just finishing up on what I was saying. Jonah was in a boat that God didn't want him to go in. He told him to go to Nineveh, and he went to Tarshish. The reason why he went to Tarshish is because he didn't want God to save those people in Nineveh. So, he didn't like them no way. So he didn't want to go and tell them what God said. So he went the opposite direction. He went in total disobedience to what God said. And he disobeyed God, and he was in this boat. See, it makes a difference who's on your boat. That's going to be my title. It makes a difference who's on your boat. Because those men who didn't have anything to do with Jonah's purpose or his plan that God had for him was on a boat with somebody who God had called to something else. And because they were disobedient, because Jonah was disobedient, everybody on that boat suffered because of his disobedience. Jonah was at the bottom of the boat sleeping, while these people, while the winds were boisterous and while the waves were deep waves that was almost about to knock the boat over, Jonah down there asleep. Jonah was on the wrong boat, and the people in it didn't really want to throw him overboard, but because it got so bad, they wind up throwing him overboard. Because if they didn't, they knew they was going to be threw overboard. The whole boat was going to sink. So they went ahead and threw Jonah overboard and then when they threw him, because they didn't want for all of them to die in the sea. So when Jonah was thrown overboard, everything began to calm down. It makes a difference who you got on your boat. When you kick some people off and everything go calm, they was the one that caused the storm. So I'm going to read this because I got quite a bit to read. So I'm going to read this. And it says, "Now the word of the Lord came to Jonah, the son of Amittai, I don't know the word, saying, Arise and go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come up before me." But Jonah arose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. He went down to Joppa and found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. See, he ran from the presence of the Lord because he didn't want to go tell them nothing. He didn't like them. He didn't want to go tell them nothing. So he ran from the presence of God. Let's continue. "But the Lord sent out a great wind on the sea, and there was a mighty tempest on the sea, so that the ship was about to be broken up. Then the mariners were afraid, and every man cried out to his God, and threw the cargo that was in the ship into the sea, to lighten the load. But Jonah had gone down into the lowest part of the ship, had lain down, and was fast asleep." Now, how you fast asleep out of the will of God? Just fast asleep out of the will of God. So the captain came to him and said to him, "What do you mean, sleeper? Arise and come on your God. Call on your God. Perhaps your God will consider us, so that we may not perish." And they said to one another, "Come, let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this trouble has come upon us." So they cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah. Interesting.